flashes his power a little bit and everyone's like, he's the most powerful High Lord. I'm like, oh, we're so scared. Why would I want to fight a worm over a human? I don't know. I don't like him and he's evil and he does bad things. Third act breakups are starting to really drive me nuts. I hate her. We don't know what the magic will do. So, figure it out. Hello, welcome back to our channel. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to be talking about all things ACOTAR. I'm going to kick us off with a couple of quick fire questions, and then we're going to move on to more in-depth questions, and then we'll wrap it back up with some quick fires. So I just recently reread all the ACOTAR books in preparation for the next 2 books that'll be coming out, one in October, one in January. If you didn't know, now you know. And I just feel like I have a lot of thoughts. I feel like I didn't remember too much when I was reading them. While I still knew what was going to happen overall, it was really nice to get all those nitty-gritty details back. And I feel like I really appreciated the story more in terms of how our characters developed and different things that I might have missed out on the first time. This is actually one of the first times that I've really reread a book. Let's get started. We're going to start with an agree or disagree, and I'm going to have only a couple sentences or a couple words to describe why I either agree or disagree. Ready? Reese is overrated. I think I do agree with this one, and I don't really have a reason. I love Reese, but I don't think he's the best. Nesta is the best written character. I disagree. I don't know who I would pick instead, but I just don't necessarily think she's written the best. I don't know. Tamlin deserves forgiveness. I think I agree, but Jordan had a good point. We were talking about this earlier. She said she thinks it would maybe ruin the whole villain arc, and I think I agree with that, but I don't know. I just feel like everyone deserves at least one shot at redemption. We'll see what happens with that one. A Court of Silver Flames is the best book. Disagree. I do think that I liked it a lot more the second time and appreciated a lot of the nuances more the second time, but I think Mist and Fury is the best one. Not gonna lie. Lucian deserves better. Agree. That boy's just getting dragged around from court to court, from lady to no lady. Poor man. I think he does deserve better. The Night Court isn't actually the best court. I agree. I disagree. I don't know. I feel like we haven't really heard too much more of the other courts besides this Ring Court to even be able to say. So I'm gonna go with I disagree, but that could change. Cassian is boyfriend material. I think I would agree. I don't think there was anything kind of outrageous about Cassian, and he was very respectful, and I don't know. I agree. Azrael is overhyped. I think I disagree. I don't think he's very overhyped. Feyre peaked in Akamov. I think I agree. Either Akamov or A Court of Wings and Ruin. One of those two she peaked. Actually, no, I think it was Akamov because there's some things in Wings and Ruin that... Sarah J. Maas should write a Tamlin POV. I think it depends on how we go with this. If we give Tamlin a redemption arc, yes, I agree. But I don't think it should be a whole book. I think it should be chapters within the book. If we don't give Tamlin a redemption arc, I think maybe 1 or 2 POVs, like one while he's like attempting to win everyone back, and then one while it all crashes and burns again. I don't think it should be a whole book for Tamlin. He already got his book. He failed, you know? Now we're gonna run into some would you rather questions. I don't really know. I don't really have a specific game plan of these questions. I just kind of looked up a couple and picked up what I wanted. So we're just having fun talking about ACOTAR, okay? Who knows where this will lead us. Would you rather be a High Lady of the Night Court or High Lady of the Day Court? I actually don't know why I'm really thinking about this much. I think it would be Night Court. I like the idea of Day Court because I feel like I am more of a daytime person, but the visualizations and the pictures that were given for the Night Court, I feel like you just really can't beat it. You know? Would you rather have Rhysand's powers or Azriel's shadows? I think I'd rather have Azriel's shadows. I really hope we get to dive into Azriel and learn more about him because there's just so much more we don't know. And I feel like I want to know how he learned to speak shadow. I think that would be really cool. Would you rather spend a week in Valeris or in the Spring Court? Definitely Valaris, however you say it. Are we kidding? Would you rather train with Cassian or spar with Nesta? Probably train with Cassian because I've never really trained before, so I wouldn't really want to go into a spar if I don't know what I'm doing. And lastly, would you rather go on a mission with Azriel or with Mor? And I think going on a mission with Mor would be more comfortable, but I think going on a mission with Azriel would be more exhilarating. I think overall, I think I would pick Mor. Which court would you actually want to live in? And I think this goes back to my earlier conversation about the Night Court, is I feel like we're not given really any information on any court besides the meeting with the High Lords, and then also I feel like we're not given a lot of information about the courts other than Spring Court, Night Court, and a little bit of Day Court for the, is that even Day Court? I forget, where we have the meetings with the High Lords. I can't remember if that's Day Court or Summer Court. I think it's Day Court. Which court would you never want to live in? And that would probably be the Winter Court. I don't think I could do that. I would like to visit, maybe do some like ski weekends or something, but I'm not a huge winter person. I think snow can be very, very, very pretty when it's like that light, fluffy, like first coating. But after that, I really don't see the point. It's just kind of miserable. Which creature would you most want as a companion? When we say creature, I don't really know if we're talking about like Bryaxis and the Bone Carver or the Surreal, or I don't know. Honestly, I think I would want the Surreal as a companion, because that Surreal was so, I know they're like feared, but to us, the Surreal was so nice to Favorite. I guess I wouldn't say nice, but obviously had some care or feeling or something towards Farah, that it was not scary and mean. So honestly, I think the Surreal, especially because then you could always go to them for any help that you need, any question, any advice. They would be the best advice giver. And then also you would know that they're always, I guess not being truthful, but like, he or she, whatever, wouldn't straight up lie to you. So honestly, I think it would be the Surreal. What's something that everyone loves that you don't? And this is a hard question because I feel like I'm not very opinionated when it comes to these things. You know, I don't really know if anyone loves or hates this. I don't really know the main consensus on how we feel about this, but they were getting pregnant. Now listen, I appreciate that we brought that context in because it was kind of like we saw the Bone Carver, Fair's eyes, and we needed an heir and showing like the hardship with the wings. But that's one thing, the wings, I'm sorry. Hold on. Actually, this actually is really making me frustrated. You were going to rather potentially get yourself and your unborn child killed rather than risk like a little bit of magic to shift back into your Illyrian form. Like, we were not doing a pro-con list and we were not assessing the risk versus benefit here, because what do you mean? We don't know what the magic will do. So, figure it out. If it killed the infant, of course, yes, that's terrible. What are the odds that simply shifting, you're gonna kill this child versus certain death? So, what were we doing? What were we thinking there? Anyways, that's not what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about, I understand that I often go back and forth with books on this, and I think it depends on how we do it. Obviously, an author, when they're trying to round off or end a series, wants to give a potential future, and so that you can imagine what happens rather than just like cutting it off so that there's no imagination. But I hate that we all go straight marriage baby, especially because we do it in like epilogues or like really short chapters to where it just feels so rushed, and I know it just is not satisfying at all. And so I don't know, because I like some aspects of what we did with this one for Farah, but I don't know. I think I just kind of talked myself out of that, but I think you can do the marriage pregnancy epilogue vibe whatever in a better way. Because, listen, I'm actually having a whole problem with romance novels right now. Third act breakups are starting to really drive me nuts. I know that romance novels work because of a specific formula that someone crafted somehow, some way, whenever, the climax, falling action, whatever, all that stuff, right? I know, I understand. Can we change it up? Can we throw a couple bumps in there? Can we not have a third act breakup? Can we instead maybe have a middle act breakup over something that actually makes sense versus having a third act breakup over something that really doesn't make sense and then quickly fixing it? Like, how many miscommunication plots can there be? I know we're not even talking about ACOTAR anymore. Honestly, I can't remember the third act breakup vibes of this, and I don't know if there really is because of it being a major series, but I'm so sick and tired of a beginning of a book being so drawn out that we're not even getting like the first real like romantic interaction until about like 50%, and then we very quickly really like each other, and then we have the third act breakup over something probably really freaking stupid, fix it in like a page, and then we have an epilogue of them getting married and having children. Like, can we like do something different? Can we, I don't know. You'll have to, I want you to comment below if you agree or disagree with that right there. Can we reshape the freaking, what is that even called? Timeline, plot line? Like, anyways, I digress. I'll go back. We're gonna rank the couples from best to worst. Let's think. We have Cassian and Nesta. I'm gonna throw Tamlin and Feyre in there, and then Tamlin and Rhysand also in there, just for funsies. I'm also gonna do Lucien and Elaine, and Azriel and Elaine, and then who else we got? What if we do Azriel and Mor, and then Mor and that one chick from the club that she likes to go to. Oh, that's a lot to keep track of now. Okay, I think on top we're gonna go Cassian and Nesta because they had to work for it. They had to work for it. Cassian was patient. He fought every day to make Nesta better. Nesta fought for herself. They butted heads, but they worked on it and they fixed it, and just something about their relationship speaks to me in the way that they gritted through, you know? And then, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go Feyre and Rhysand because I don't know anyone that would put them at the bottom. And then I'm gonna go Azriel and Elaine. I think I did too many side couples that we don't actually know enough about. I'm gonna go Azriel and Elaine, and then I'm gonna go Lucien and Elaine because I'm sorry, if Elaine got her head out of her ass, I do think Lucien would be a really good mate for her. And I understand that Azriel could also be a very good mate, partner, whatever, for Elaine, and I do love both of them, but I see pros to Lucien as well, and I just feel bad for that man. So hopefully Lucien gets the redemption and clarity and women that he deserves. Anyways, then I'm gonna go Mor and her chick. Then I'm gonna go, honestly, I'm gonna go Feyre, Tamlin, and then Azriel and Mor. Thank God Mor stopped dragging him along, because that's annoying. Alright, we're gonna do a couple more questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up with some speedy questions. Who had the best character arc in ACOTAR? I think tied for Nesta and Feyre. And I know those are the two main, like, real arcs that we get. With Nesta, it's hard because I feel like a lot of people think that she got a really good character arc because she went from so bad to so good. But also we got a really specific novel just dedicated to her character arc. And that's why I do think that she had one of the better character arcs, because she had to redeem so much and she went through a lot of trauma, and I think she went through it in a really interesting way. Like, she genuinely worked for being better, and she knows that she still has a long way to go, but is still working every day towards being better. But then also, on the other hand, Feyre, I really like her character arc because we do really genuinely see a different side of her at the beginning versus the end, and I think it's so subtle throughout time that no one really notices it. But I appreciate in certain books or certain scenes when Feyre calls back to a time when she was with Tamlin, and she doesn't 100% blame Tamlin. And while she's holding a grudge and very angry and feels strongly negatively towards Tamlin, she's also willing and able to put herself back in those shoes of, I understand that I may have hurt him, but also he hurt me. And that's because I was this person and now I'm this person, and so I don't fit that mold anymore, and we just don't fit together anymore. And I appreciate that she can see that and that she can use that to not just straight hate on Tamlin, if that makes sense. Which character would you erase from the series? I thought about this question earlier. I think I have two. I have the ACOTAR. I don't know, that character that goes from being Amarantha's evil to like Hybern's evil, and he's just all around evil. I think I would definitely get rid of him just because, I don't know, I don't like him and he's evil and he does bad things. The other person that I genuinely would get rid of, and I know this would, I know it's hard to erase someone from the series because they like obviously are there for a reason. Ianthe. I hate her. She's just so conniving and ugh. Which character is the biggest red flag? I cannot pronounce his name. Lucian's father, Baron or Baron or whatever the B is. Him. He is the biggest red flag. Because why is he just so wishy-washy, bandwagony, wants to, like, he's just the worst. Okay, we're gonna do another quick fire agree or disagree. I'll say just agree or disagree, and then I'll come back around and explain my reasoning if I have some. Tamlin would make a terrible boyfriend. Agree. Rhys would be exhausting in real life. Agree. Cassian is husband material. Agree. Azriel needs therapy more than a relationship. Agree. The Suriel should have had more screen time. Agree. ACOTAR would have been better as a duology. Disagree. There are too many mates. Disagree. Sarah J. Maas loves emotional damage. Agree. You'd survive 1 week in Prythian. Disagree. You'd rather fight Amarantha than the Menengard worm. Agree. Okay, let's go back. And I didn't read those ones prior to. Tamlin would make a terrible boyfriend. Duh. Rhys would be exhausting in real life. He is beautiful for a boyfriend. But could you imagine him actually being that overbearing and like it's kind of giving clingy? But like, I don't know, I guess some people would like that, but I appreciate some cling, just not that clingy. Cassian is husband material. Again, I just feel like he really had to work for a lot and was patient with Nesta and pushed when he knew he should push and gave her grace when he thought he should give her grace, and he was very respectful, and I don't know. Azriel needs therapy more than a relationship. I don't know, maybe we'd be surprised and he's actually like totally fine, likes being quiet, but I do feel like there's some trauma that needs to be undumped there. The Suriel should have had more screen time. Loved that Suriel. Maybe like at least 1 or 2 more scenes. I wouldn't want to do too much because then it would be a little crazy, but ACOTAR would have been better as a duology. I disagree. There's a lot that happens. I think we could have shortened some of the books, but I think a duology would be way too quick. There are too many mates. Okay, listen, I fought with this one for a while. Because, yes, they say mates are rare. I don't know, do they say that? Or is that the other book I'm reading? But, like, who doesn't love a good mate? And, like, who cares? We're finally getting all the interconnection of the humans and the fairies and the this and the that. Like, let them have their mates, you know? I don't know. That's what the book is for. Everyone wants a mate. We all want to see it, okay? Sarah J. Maas loves emotional damage. I mean, what about any of her characters tells you otherwise? You'd survive 1 week in Prythian. I mean, I don't know. If I'm like alone and I have to do all the things, be Feyre and like go hunt and fetch the water and chop the wood and do everything, probably only a week. But if I had like my immediate family, I'd be set. My brother, my dad, I'd be set. My brother literally loves to hunt, so he could go do that all day while we do the other things. My dad chops wood all the time. Could chop more wood. You know, like, it's okay. You'd rather fight Amarantha than the Menengard worm. Listen, the worm, not scary to me. I really am not scared of it. I only said agree because Amarantha's smaller and I would understand it better because fairy human. Why would I want to fight a worm over a human? Like, I don't know, just the worm is so much bigger. It's gonna take so much more effort. I mean, I guess maybe not because it's like blind, but I don't know. Also, Amarantha did not seem all that powerful. I'm sorry, why do books always do that? We like go back and forth with like power and not powerful. Like, oh, this person's the most, literally Rhysand in like one of the fights, he like is fucking picking his nose or something and barely helps. And then like 2 scenes later or whatever, we're in one of the High Lord meetings and there's some bickering match that happens or whatever. And Rhysand like flashes his power a little bit and everyone's like, he's the most powerful High Lord. I'm like, oh, we're so scared. Okay, why did you not end the battle earlier? What? Why are you not flexing that power everywhere else? Anyways, I digress again. If you have any opinions that are different from mine, the same as mine, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'm very easily swayed, so if you want to change my opinion, you probably can. Like this video if you like it, and subscribe to see more content just like this. Bye! Oh, I am so sorry that this is a downward angle. I didn't even realize. I thought it was like kind of an upward angle. I'm also sorry about the lighting. It's nighttime. I don't have a good lamp. We're stuck like this.